Newsline on Vietnam Today. I am Vũ Anh.
And I'm Phoebe Tang. And here are the headlines of this hour.
Vietnam strengthens national unity.
Stricter control of e-commerce platforms.
And later on, Cần Thơ City promotes responsible fishing. As the 95th anniversary of the Vietnam Fatherland Front approaches, people all over the country are coming together in unity.
Yes, and in that spirit, on Thursday morning, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the Great National Unity Festival and celebrated the occasion with residents of Thang Kien Village, Đề Ghi Commune, Gia Lai Province.
This year's Great National Unity Festival takes place as the country races to meet the goals of the 13th Party Congress and implements the two-tier administrative model to serve the public better and drive development. Many regions are still recovering from historic floods and natural disasters, but are quickly returning to daily life. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính commended Gia Lai Province, especially Thang Kien Village in Đề Ghi Commune, for its strong disaster response and socio-economic progress. He also highlighted the path ahead, safeguarding independence, sovereignty and security, maintaining social order and strengthening national unity.
We must build a spirit of national unity and solidarity among our people. The government cares, the people care. Society cares, businesses care, and each of us takes responsibility for ourselves as well. Everyone should focus on their own duties and responsibilities and join hands to overcome difficulties and challenges. We should also promote our strengths so that we can all share in the joy and happiness that we bring to the people.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính also urged leading organizations to continue implementing the directives of Party General Secretary Tô Lâm. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính also presented gifts to low-income households, policy beneficiary families, and those affected by recent storms and floods in the province. The Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front pledged $569,000 to Gia Lai Province, while others committed $1.7 million to rebuild Đề Ghi Commune, which was heavily damaged by the recent natural disasters.
On Thursday morning, during the 10th sessions of the 15th National Assembly, the majority of lawmakers approved the resolutions for Vietnam's 2026 Socio-Economic Development Plan. Let's see what they have set for the year ahead.
The National Assembly has set 15 key targets for 2026, including GDP growth of at least 10%, per capita GDP of $5,400 to $5,500, a 4.5% rise in the average consumer price index CPI, and an 8.5% average boost in labor productivity. The share of the processing and manufacturing industry in GDP is 24.96%, while the proportion of workers with degrees or certificates is 29.5%. Urban unemployment is expected to drop by 1 to 1.5 percentage points, and the poverty rate to fall by 0.8 to 1%. The development plan stresses that in 2026, growth should also be pursued while maintaining macroeconomic stability, controlling inflation, and ensuring key economic balances. Digital transformation should be the main driver to boost productivity, quality, resilience, and competitiveness. The National Assembly also urged the government to simplify business conditions, speed up key infrastructure projects, and ensure timely progress on airports, international financial centers, free trade zones, and urgent energy projects.
With the development of e-commerce platforms, protecting consumers' rights and establishing a transparent legal framework are highly crucial. And therefore, on Thursday afternoon, the National Assembly held a plenary session to discuss the draft e-commerce law. Among the proposals, lawmakers emphasized the need to clearly define the roles and responsibilities of all parties involved in live stream sales and to introduce stronger oversight mechanisms on e-commerce platforms.
At the plenary session, lawmakers voiced concerns about celebrities achieving high sales through live streams while making misleading claims, selling substandard products, or evading accountability for complaints.
I propose introducing pre-broadcast controls for live streams promoting products with special health-related claims. Sellers or live streamers should be required to submit product documentation to e-commerce platforms for review.
The draft law does not specify the circumstances under which e-commerce platforms would be publicly notified of legal violations, nor does it clarify whether such notification would require the platform to be temporarily suspended or shut down. I don't agree with the provision that states minor violations only result in administrative fines.
To ensure a fair competitive environment and protect consumers' rights, some lawmakers have proposed specific measures, including safeguarding children's safety on e-commerce platforms.
I propose adding a provision on children's protection responsibilities, which should include the following principles: a complete ban on advertising based on personal data, behavior, or location of underage users. Children's accounts should default to private mode and receive real-time content without personalization, and using a child-friendly reporting button to handle harmful content.
Also on Thursday afternoon, with a majority of deputies in favor, the National Assembly approved the resolution on the 2026 state budget estimates.
Hanoi attracted attention as key decisions at the recent People's Council meeting brought about major changes in the senior leadership. Nguyen Đức Trung was elected chair of Hanoi People's Committee and Phung Thị Hồng Hà was elected as chair of the City Council for the 2021 to 2026 term. The council also approved investment decisions for key projects, including the road connecting Zabing Airport to the capital and renovation and development of parks along the Tolik River and adjustments to the Chinh Hung Dat Bridge project. These projects have a wide-reaching impact across the capital region, contributing significantly to the country's double-digit growth targets. Coming up next on Newsline, concerns rise over seizing Russia's assets.
And later on, solar mamas light up villages in Zanzibar, Tanzania. We're now in the international news segment of the bulletin. And so, Wang, can you walk me through what's been happening across the globe?
Well, sure, Phoebe. So, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has warned of potential consequences arising from the confiscations of Russia's frozen assets in the West. Speaking to reporters after the G7 foreign ministers meeting in Ontario, Canada, he emphasized that seizing Russian assets could lead to unintended repercussions. When asked whether the U.S. would join Europe's plan to confiscate Russia's frozen funds, the Secretary of State said Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is currently handling the issue. On the same day, he stated that the U.S. has nearly run out of options for imposing new restrictions on Russians in an effort to push Moscow toward a ceasefire with Ukraine. However, he added that Europe should take more proactive measures to curb Russia's energy exports. The European Commission has officially opened an investigation to determine whether Google violated the Digital Market Act by lowering the rankings of news sites and publishers in its search results. If found guilty, Google could be fined up to 10% of its global revenue. Information from Thế Dũng, Vietnam Television resident reporter in Europe.
According to the European Commission's monitoring of Google's application of the anti-abuse of website reputation policy, which aims to address actions considered to manipulate search rankings, Google is lowering the rankings of news sites and publishers in search results. Google's actions may harm a legitimate and popular form of business for publishers who rely on online content to earn revenue and directly impact the revenue and cooperation of press agencies. The investigation is expected to be completed within 12 months. If found to have violated, Google could be fined up to 10% of its global revenue and up to 20% for repeat offenders. In the event of a systemic violation, the European Commission could also force Google to sell part of its operations or prohibit the purchase of additional related services to reduce its excessive control in the European Union's digital market.
The European Union's Digital Markets Act, which has come into effect since 2024, aims to ensure a fairer and more competitive environment in the digital sector. The European Commission's investigation into Google is seen as a key test of the implementation of this historic law. Thế Dũng, reporting from Europe for Vietnam Today.
On Thursday, India confirmed the identity of Dr. Umar Nabi Bhatt, an assistant professor at Al Fallah University, as the driver of the vehicle that exploded on the evening of November 10th. Through DNA tests and CCTV footage at the scene, police verified that he was inside the vehicle, carrying explosives and triggered the blast himself, providing crucial evidence for the investigation. Indian authorities confirmed the explosions in New Delhi killed 10 people and injured more than 20, classifying it as a serious terrorist attack. Intelligence agencies also revealed a larger plot involving 32 old vehicles packed with explosives intended for coordinated attacks at multiple locations. Venezuela yesterday put its armed forces on high alert after the U.S. increased its naval presence in the Caribbean. The country's defense ministers announced that nearly 200,000 troops have been mobilized and are on full combat readiness. Army, Navy, Air Force and reserve units have been ordered to conduct military exercises today to test the nation's defense capabilities. The move comes shortly after the U.S. Navy confirmed that the aircraft carrier USS Gerald Ford, America's largest and most modern carrier, entered the region under the U.S. Southern Command, covering much of Latin America and the Caribbean. Around half of Zanzibar's populations of 2 million people live unconnected from the electricity grid, but one project is training local women as solar power technicians to help light up Tanzania's semi-autonomous archipelago.
When darkness came, so did the smoke. This woman, like half of the 2 million people in Tanzania's semi-autonomous archipelago of Zanzibar, did not have a house connected to the electricity grid. But now, her home has been transformed by solar-powered lighting.
We get strong light that's enough for studying. It lasts all night until morning.
Barefoot College International is on a mission to bring light to rural communities through a program that provides jobs for women by training them in solar technologies. Through its Solar Mama program, it's helping communities gain access to clean energy sources. So far in Zanzibar, it has lit 1,845 homes.
Our core focus was bringing lights to the rural communities. All the villages which were not yet connected by the grid, we'll select women from there, we'll give them light.
After receiving training from the college, this engineer was able to install solar panels and bulbs, lighting her home with help from the all-day sunshine of Tanzania's coast.
When I arrived at the Solar Barefoot College, many things were unfamiliar to me. The tools seemed difficult to use at first, but after a short time I managed to handle them.
Barefoot College International is run with public and private donations and revenue generated by its social enterprises. Alongside its flagship solar power course, Barefoot College offers discrete learning for women in tailoring, beekeeping, and sustainable agriculture.
Not just enjoying its streaming content, Netflix fans now have an engaging offline space where they can play, explore and taste their way through beloved shows and movies. On Wednesday, Netflix has officially stepped into the theme park business with the grand opening of Netflix House, the company's first ever entertainment park. Let's take a look.
Netflix has created an interactive home for its fans at the King of Prussia Mall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The permanent 100,000 square foot space features immersive experiences of some of the brand's shows, including Squid Game, Bridgerton, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Emily in Paris.
This big red envelope is symbolic of what we used to do years ago, which was mail DVDs around the United States. And this is what we did in that, even when the technology was different, is that we built fans. And this Netflix house here is to celebrate the fans.
The facade harks back to Netflix origin days with a red envelope welcoming guests inside.
So cool. I love that. I mean, the fact that this is the first Netflix house opening is amazing, and that King of Prussia Mall we love, but I don't know, it's awesome.
The company also plans to open 2 more locations, one in Dallas on December 11th and another in Las Vegas in 2027.
And the headlines again. Cần Thơ promotes responsible fishing.
Hanoi sets targets of 14% retail growth in 2026. Lifting the European Commission's yellow card on fishing is now a top priority that demands joint efforts from all stakeholders. And Cần Thơ City is taking coordinated actions to protect fishing crews, preserve marine resources, boost seafood exports, and restore order in lawful fishing activities.
Trần Đề Fishing Port is home to the Cần Thơ offshore fishing fleet. The Border Guard Force works closely with the Port Management Board to raise awareness and distribute leaflets on IUU fishing regulations. Port staff work around the clock to monitor seafood unloading, check fishing logs, and ensure vessel tracking systems stay active.
We're working with the IUU task force to tighten checks on all vessels entering and leaving the port, ensuring full compliance and preventing any from operating without proper documents.
Public communication remains a key priority, with over 4,000 vessel owners and crew recently trained on IUU prevention and legal compliance. Law enforcement forces continue joint sea patrols and inspections, strictly prohibiting unlicensed operations and focusing on early detection and prevention of violations. Ongoing communication efforts have deeply shaped the fishing fleet's awareness.
Or operate in foreign waters. These awareness campaigns are extremely helpful for us fishermen, guiding us to avoid mistakes in our activities and reinforcing our commitment to full compliance.
Cần Thơ City has now entered data for all 784 fishing vessels into the National Fisheries Database, with every vessel 15 meters or longer equipped with monitoring devices. These coordinated efforts underscore the city's resolve to eliminate IUU fishing, making each voyage not just a means of livelihood, but also a commitment to uphold and showcase the reputation of Vietnamese seafood on the global stage.
At Vietnam Industry and Technology Week 2025, businesses from across sectors come together to showcase breakthroughs and form new partnerships. This year's event also highlights Vietnam's growing role as a dynamic hub for industrial transformation and global connectivity. Let's hear more from our reporter Phương Thao at the event.
I'm sitting here at a very unique car, which has been retrofitted, tailored to the exact needs of each customer. For example, this seat has options such as heating, ventilation, and messaging, even voice control, suitable for businessmen and women. This is one of the creative innovations drawing attention here at the Vietnam Industry and Technology Week. Great companies and clients are meeting face to face to spark new partnerships and ideas.
This year's event emphasizes real interaction over static displays. Companies are showcasing practical solutions, engaging directly with customers, and exploring collaborations across industries.
I hope many customers will come to experience our products in person rather than just through media images. This exhibition connects businesses across industries, creating great opportunities to meet and build partnerships.
For international exhibitors, the event offers a bridge to Vietnam's growing industrial landscape with trusted local partners who can help them navigate culture, regulation, and consumer behavior to extend cooperation beyond the exhibition halls.
We need local support for marketing because as a Chinese, I'm not very familiar with the Vietnamese market and the culture and everything. We need support from the local company or local community. So, this event particularly has been gathering people in this coffee business, and they can help us find the right person, find the right client, and find the right opportunity.
Beyond buyers and suppliers, the broader momentum is catching the eye of investors. As Vietnam accelerates its industrial transformation, balancing digitalization with sustainability, many see this as a moment where early collaboration can shape long-term opportunity.
I'm impressed by how open-minded and professional Vietnamese companies are. Events like this help them reach international partners and explore new supply chains. Direct interaction lets us truly experience their products and technology direction, something other networking ways can't match.
We are seeking partners and investors interested in developing infrastructure ready to grow with us. We look forward to mutually beneficial cooperation. Many interesting things await us ahead.
With hundreds of buyers and sellers already involved, the event runs until November 15th, offering one final window for businesses to step in, connect, and explore what collaboration here could become.
Universities in Ho Chi Minh City that use IELTS certificates for admission and are reviewing their data following revelations that many IELTS tests has been remarked or had scores altered. The affected cases fall between August 2023 and September 2024, covering both university applicants and students who use IELTS scores for graduation requirements. Test organizers have offered fee refunds or free retests with a confirmation deadline of May 1st next year. However, many candidates said higher scores now bring little benefit as university admissions and study abroad timelines have already passed.
In the first 10 months of this year, Hanoi's total resale sales and consumer service revenue reached nearly $30 million, up nearly 13% from the same period last year. The city is now stepping up efforts to stimulate consumption and achieve a 14% growth target in 2025. And to boost spending, Hanoi has launched the November Promotion Festival as part of its 2025 citywide promotion. With the theme, Exciting Promotions, Joyful Shopping, the event offers discounts of up to 50% across 100 booths, featuring fashion, technology, and local specialities. Officials say the festival not only encourages shopping, but also strengthens the domestic market and promotes a modern consumer culture in the capital.
Vietnam's tourism ministry shattered inbound records despite the height of the storm season, fueling momentum into the year-end surge. The National Statistics Office showed the number of overseas tourist arrivals reached 1.73 million in October, up over 22% year-on-year. January to October volume hit nearly 17.2 million, a 21.5% annual increase. Longer Chinese holidays, year-round beach allure, Thailand's political turbulence and Vietnam's marketing blitz, plus restored flights, border reopenings, and smoother cross-border payments drove the influx, according to travel companies. They added that India's increased demand stems from direct routes and film-driven campaigns, while South Korean travelers are pivoting to Phu Quoc and Quy Nhơn as fresh hotspots. In the heart of Vietnam's land of thousand flowers, a railway station over 80 years old takes visitors on a nostalgic journey.
Yes, and join us as we explore Dalat's timeless charm aboard its historical train. Sitting over 1,500 meters above sea level, Dalat Railway Station offers the chance to explore Dalat's poetic charm for just around $5. Let's now join Vietnam Today's reporter Quang Minh for this delightful experience.
Officially operational since 1938, the Dalat Railway Station is one of the oldest stations in Vietnam. In July 2024, it was recognized as a national tourist attraction. The 7-kilometer route from Dalat to Chai Mat offers visitors a chance to admire the mountain town's beauty by day and by night.
As the train leaves the station, passengers enjoy live music in a nostalgic setting. The 20-minute ride offers charming views of Dalat, from French-style villas to rolling hills and greenhouses filled with colorful flowers. The journey terminates at Chai Mat Station, gateway to the Linh Phước Pagoda, renowned for its dazzling mosaic crafted from millions of ceramic shards. With 5 to 7 trips a day, it's a short but memorable way to experience Dalat.
Well, I think the train ride is very relaxing. The music really adds to the ambience of this ride. And I'm curious where we will end up. I've definitely never been on a train like this.
I liked the train. I liked being on the end of the coach and having the breeze and seeing all the homes and the greenhouses and all the flowers growing. It was part of the itinerary.
Over the past 2 years, Vietnam Railways has revitalized Dalat Station, restoring key areas and introducing food and beverage services to enrich the visitors' experience. Expanded train schedules now offer daytime rides, sunset journeys, and nighttime adventures.
We introduced 2 additional night trains April last year. Passenger numbers on these night trains have since increased and now accounts for nearly 30% of our revenue on this route. The railway sector is also developing a comprehensive plan for the station, with the aim of rebuilding it properly and transforming it into a tourist hub recognized by Lâm Đồng province.
Inspired by the Lang Biang mountain range and the still houses of the Central Highlands, Dalat Railway Station was recognized as a National Heritage Site in 2001. From its French colonial charm to its modern revival, Dalat Railway Station is not just a destination, it's a living heritage that bridges past and present.
And that's all the news stories we have for this hour on Newsline.
We'll be back with more updates. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye for now.